Okay. Good morning. How y'all doing? I'd like to start off. This is my legal disclaimer. And actually, more than any time that I've given talks, this is probably more relevant for this talk. You can't sue me for anything that I've done in this talk, period. That legal disclaimer shows you that, okay? I'm not a lawyer, but I played one on the internet before, successfully. And basically what this says is that I'm adorable, okay? I will not try to steal from you, kill you, or ruin you financially unless you pay me first, okay? There's always a contract. So when I talk about some really horrible, evil, despicable things that I've done successfully, I got paid. I was a good guy. I did them. They're very bad and they're very evil, but they're for good reasons. The people that I'm compromising in this talk, allegedly, I didn't actually exploit. I didn't actually go all the way and actually exploit them, so therefore, no harm, no foul. This was all open, OSINT public research. It's still available on the internet. That's not my fault. It's theirs. It's educational purposes only. So, let's get into it. The title of this talk is Strategies on Security of Your Banks and Enterprises from Someone Who Robs Banks and Enterprises for a Living. That'd be me. And basically, this is a wake-up call for this industry, okay? And I'm not talking about like, hey, it's time to wake up. We got some security problems. I want you to be woke like Jaden Smith realizing turtles come from shells, okay? It's like, seriously. It's like, or from eggs. There you go. So, and this is one of the best examples of that. Super Bowl. This recent Super Bowl, Tier 1 level security event, right? Over 5,000 police officers. The vice president was there. So, Secret Service was there. It was a very secured event, right? Yeah. 3 teenagers, literally not one of them over 20. It's like broke in through the back of a gate at the whatever the new stadium was called, found a ladder. They didn't bring their own ladder. They just stole one from the venue. And they bypassed all of security because they were carrying a ladder. Because that's totes legit. I've got a ladder. How can you question my authority? I've got a ladder here. And that's how they worked. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like we want to think and make assumptions that our security is good. We want to believe that everything is well and no one wants any of our data. No one's going to try to steal from us or try to compromise us because we don't have anything worth actually taking from us. We're secure people. We have nothing important. And that's a lie. It's like that's not the way it works in the real world. It's like everybody is a target for somebody. It's like it's just the way that it goes. This is a feel-good talk. Did I mention that? Okay, good. So the least important slide, that's just me. If you want to get me on WeChat or Twitter, that's my Twitter handle. And then this is what I'm really mainly talking about. Humans suck at risk management. Remember when the Ebolas was out? Everybody was getting the Ebolas. Oh my gosh, there's Ebolas. It's in Dallas. That means it's spreading out. Oh my gosh, we got to worry about the Ebolas. How many people died from Ebola in America? 2 people. That same year, and it's an unfortunate event that those 2 people unfortunately died from Ebola, over 55,000 people died from the flu and pneumonia. But Ebolas, it sounds scary. But we can't, drink orange juice and, rest a little bit and, take some aspirin. Risk management. We're not that great at it. One other example. days. They're out there. You never know when the 0 day is going to hit you. So I got to watch out. We got to watch out. There's a vendor who's telling us he's going to protect us from the O days, right? And SQL injection has surfaced as the #1 attack in 2015. SQL injection. Let me get on a little bit of a pedestal here because I'm not usually on pedestals, right, or ranting. SQL injection is not a security vulnerability. SQL injection is not a security vulnerability. It's crappy coding. You don't have a vulnerability. You have a bad coder who should feel bad. Okay? That's what SQL injections are. Stop trying to give the developers an excuse by saying, oh, that was a vulnerability that hacker got into. No, you coded your stuff crappily and they were able to get it, Sony. Sorry, didn't mean that. So it's like, you got to watch out for that stuff. So that's what you need to worry about. And just to ram the idea home, this was from this year, SQL Slammer is coming back. 2002 at DEF CON, the SQL injection that caused SQL Slammer to occur was released. September of 2002, Microsoft came out with a patch to patch that SQL injection vulnerability thing. February 2003, SQL Slammer hits. After all that whole patch cycle. Check your firewall logs now, and you will still see someone running an outdated SQL server that has not been patched that is connected to the internet. And if that doesn't make you want to cry, you're not human. Okay? Seriously. That's what's out there right now. But we're worried about someone popping our toaster with a 0-day that could turn on our microphones on our TV and listen to us argue with our significant other about why they were trying to watch, the Housewives of New York for the 3rd straight week in a row. So it's, oh, sorry, that was getting too personal. So it's like, it's like, who wants that? Who's worried about that stuff? So who's out? You talk about risk management. Who's really coming after you? Is it really the government? You really think the government's coming after? They're coming after me. I mean, that's just me, right? Are they really coming after everybody? No, not unless you're like, you run a nuclear centrifuge, or you're building a communication gear, or you're the Pope. And come on, seriously, the Pope. I will still say this, okay? This Pope, he's a pretty cool Pope. I mean, he is like, this guy literally dresses up in the lower priest, like a missionary priest garb, and goes out at night and feeds the homeless around Vatican City. He's literally the Batman of popes. How awesome is that? And the freaking NSA spying on him. I mean, that other guy with the red shoes and the funny hat, I mean, he was a little scary. That guy was sketchy. I'm sorry. He looked a little sketchy. But this Pope, he's a good Pope. It's like, I can't believe you're spying on him. So it's like, and I also love the fact that it's like, even if you feel that you are being spied by the government, don't worry. Because just like everybody else, including your parents and relatives, they're still using really, really horrible bad passwords, as you can tell from the Vault 7 leak. 123 ABC lowercase DEF. They got you on that one. That's the government dollars at work right there, people. Okay? Security. It's like, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But who else do you have to worry about? Anonymous. Uh-oh. Lulsec coming for me. Well, not really. I mean, cause I love if any reason you have to feel concerned about Anonymous coming after you or an hacktivist group coming after you, remember it's the same group that vowed to say that could the hacker group Anonymous do any real damage for Donald Trump's campaign as it is threatened? And we know the answer for that one. So, not as effective as they'd like to be. But who really is coming after you? How about criminals? How about people who are making money off of it? How about people who are actually benefiting from the actual your vulnerabilities, your threats? Yeah, I think that's who you should be worrying about. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to be the nation state, it's not going to be the hacktivist, it's going to be the person who directly profits from your failures in security that are going to be going after you. So let's delve in a little bit deeper to that. And the best, to have one of the worst breaches in history, how unfortunate it is to actually have your name target. It's like, that was just like too on the nose. It's like, Home Depot's was a really bad thing, but no one talks about, there's not many jokes about, pwning Home Depot, but literally, don't become a target. You're like, don't be target. It's like, they had one of the biggest ones. They spent billions. Over $1 billion. It's like not billions, but like over $1 billion on this disaster. Still. And how did it happen? Their HVAC company. It's like, oh wait, hold on. I got a laser pointer. I literally just bought this laser pointer just for this emergency. So they literally, and it's only going to be effective on Sorry, guys, you're screwed. So it's like, but over here, I would try, but it's just not going to, yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Okay. So they had a malware-laced phishing attack, right? Malware-laced email phishing attack. And that's what got them. Someone clicked on a link. And I want to correct one thing in this article that just really gets me really bad. You cannot say that right here, Fazia said it was the victim of a sophisticated cyber attack in the same paragraph when you realize you got popped by a phishing email. They don't go together, ever. Okay? That's not how this works. This is not how any of this works. Okay? So that's what that is. And also you got to understand that they tried, it's the measure of how common these crimes have been. Yes, they're still that common. Target was prepared, quotes right there should be, for this kind of attack. They installed a 1.6 million malware detection tool made by FireEye. And then they outsourced it to security specialists at Megalore to monitor the computers around the clock and report if anything happened. Spoiler alert, they didn't. So that's how that occurred. It's like Target was having defense. Target was doing things that were defending its company, defending its network. Target was doing some of the things that were right. But did it matter? Because the guys didn't go after Target. They went after one of the trust relationships that Target had, compromised them, and that's all it took. Because Target trusted everything that went inside its network instead of being a little distrustful on that. So now the next part, I want to talk about defense. I want to talk about things, how you can defend your network. But there's a problem with that. People don't really take it to heart when you talk about how you can defend it because people are like, well, I don't have to worry about that. We've got a lot of good protection in our company. We're very well protected. It's like, that's some good advice, Jason. We'll see about that. So I decided to do something different on this talk. I decided to show you how arbitrarily and horrible things can get. So this next thing is my demo. It is random and arbitrary. It is random as your parents getting gunned down coming out of a movie theater. It is as horrible as seeing your uncle shot right out in front of a liquor store. Okay, it is literally as random as an astronomical event taking out your planet. Yes, those are all origin stories. So yes, that's how bad it's just going to be. It is not anything that I've done colluded where I'm like, oh, I'm going to plan this out. I literally started with Google like most evil things usually start out with. Okay, I Googled it. So what I Googled was biggest bank in Indiana. And I got a list. And then I saw this list, I saw a name. And this is all it took. I'm not even joking. I did not go to any other bank. I did not try to find the easiest bank to go for. I literally picked one bank and I stuck with it. What is a Fifth Thirds? I mean, I'm a high school dropout, so maybe that's an algebra or geometric equation that really makes sense. But what's a Fifth Thirds? I have no clue. But you know what? They're really good with Fifth Third identity alerts and Fifth Third identity alert premium. And I'm like, that's a good enough reason to go after you. So guess who I targeted? Fifth Thirds. So here's some information on Fifth Thirds. You go to earlscan.io. You'll see all the websites that are linked to them. You see the different countries that their servers are residing in. You see all the different trackbacks. You see all this information. Look at all this information that you're getting. These are the 9 outgoing links from the website. These are failed requests from their website. And this right here is going to be one of the, going into the details of the URLs that are showing from the headers that are going to it. And this is just some more information that you can get, all the different hits, how long it takes, what the load is, and how much data is coming down. All that, I've not gone to their website yet. How many IDS alerts did I trip? 0. Did their firewall block me? Did their APT device come out and capture me? Nope. So let's go to the website. This is a nice website for Fifth Third. Is anybody from Fifth Third here? Don't raise your hand because it just makes me sad. Okay, so it's like, So I actually did this, a demo sort of like this in Germany with an insurance company, and two of the people from, one of the head CISO guys was there. It was awkward. So this is the website. Now this website is a nice website. I'm not going to dog on it. It looks nice. I mean, look at that. Those couples. I mean, that guy's ready for action right there. Look at that. He's like, honey, to the plane. It's like, that's cool. Okay, that's awesome. But that's not how a bad guy sees your website. That's how good people see your website. I'm not a good person. Okay? This is how I see your website with extensions. Like right there with that extension, that tells me right off the bat that your IP address is 216.62.178.20, that your location is out of Cincinnati, Ohio, that you're using Akamai as your DNS service, or you're doing a distributed internet service, which is awesome. That's good backup possibly. But what else does my extension tell me? My extension also tells me that you have 9 other domains hosted on this IP address. You've got an IP address subnet of 216.82.178.0. That's a really good list of targets right there, people. And you all go all the way out to 216.82.178. Yeah, so the whole range. And what else does it show me? It shows me that the domains are 53.com, rgcrownbank.com, crownbank.com, thecuriousbank.com. That is actually curious Earl to have for a bank, but then again, they're fifth thirds. R-C, Crown Bank, Capital Bank, NA, 24, HR. So these are also probably other banks that they've acquired and other domains. But are all those web pages coded properly? Do all those pages made by the same team? Maybe, maybe not. All I know is I've got more targets to look at now. I started with one website. Now I've got a list of a whole bunch of others to go after and see if I can go something. And I have a whole bunch of IP addresses to go after. And when I mean a whole bunch of IP addresses, quite a few of them, because look right there, 216.82.178.21 has got 99 domains on it. Yay! It's like, I've gone from like going, oh, I've got this one little window of opportunity to like, oh, look at this huge barn door. Oh, is it open? Let's jiggle the lock and see. That's where it goes from. So I also have right here, their mail servers. 216.82.180.36, 31, 40, 100. That's awesome. That's telling me that they're actually doing in-house IT. That those servers are inside their network. Nothing bad could happen with that. I'm lying. The other one is I see that they're not doing any adult hosting, which is good. No hacker or spyware yet. And they've got no open proxy. Also, they're using HTTP and HTTPS because, they want to be on the internet. But everything else is closed. I also see that I'm not making things that are bad or good. I'm just reporting things. So I'm reporting the good fact is that they've actually got a pretty good who is information. They've made it generic. They put it.dnstech.bankcorp@53.com for their contact. And that 5300 means it's probably to a generic line. That's a good way to do it. They actually did a good who is contact information. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Because when I'm doing social engineering engagements, I love the who is contact information because that's how I usually get an employee's name, an employee's valid email address, an employee's valid phone number, and an employee's valid address, which is a good place to start when you're trying to compromise people. So they actually did really good on that one. So it's not all bad. So now, how many IDS alerts have I tripped? How many APT, zero box, blinky lights, activating on the future retroactive synergy of the internet did I trip? None. So now I'm actually Googling my actual target, Fifth Third Bank, right there. And I love this. I love when this pops up. I'm referring to this stuff over here. I'm trying to, right there. Look at that. Okay. It's like, so I'm talking about this because it shows me they got all these profiles, and I love all those profiles. Bam! Twitter. Me loves the Twitter. Me and the 25 other personalities that I actually have running on Twitter currently right now. And what else I like about these people, they're doing right, is that they're actually following 154 people but they're only following that many people, but they have over 33,000 followers. That's a good profile ratio. That means they're not just accepting every person that follows them. They're not just doing it. They're accepting one. The one thing I have a question about Fifth Third's people, just one, what's up with Kentucky Fried Chicken? Seriously. I have no clue, but someone in their social media department loves chicken. Okay?
Probably a big bank customer.
Oh, it must be, because also, if you look at the followers, you look at Kevin. Everybody see Kevin Hockman? Hi, Kevin. Kevin Hockman follows 296 people, but only 190 people follow him. And he loves chicken too. That's awesome. It's like, so what do I do? Well, it's hard to compromise and get someone to friend me that's like that bank, to friend them and get a DM so I can send them a DM message that I could probably compromise them with. So what do? I compromise one of their followers first, like Kevin, because he's more willing to probably accept a friend request if I forge it properly. And then so I then compromise him, and then Kevin sends the DM to Fifth Third's bank that there's something wrong with their profile and they have to click on this link to check it out. And then that person clicks it. And where are they clicking it at? Inside the corporate network, because this is their job. So, remember the kittens. I'm adorable. Okay, good. So here's LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like the Facebook for corporations. So, you all got to be on there, do your status updates and do your connections, except for it's more spammy, if you could believe that. So there's your LinkedIn connections. I'm not really going to go after LinkedIn right now on this one. It's like I wanted to focus on something a little bit different. Their YouTube channel. One of the things that I do want to notice and make note of is that notice a common reoccurring picture. So if I create a phishing page, I'm pretty sure someone's going to bite if I just plaster that picture on there, right? I mean, it's a lovely, this is nice people just having a good conversation. Someone just told a really awesome joke. It's not me, obviously, but still, they're there and they're having a good time. And they are very social media savvy. But seriously, Google Plus? What? And I like the fact, if you have not posted since 2015 on your Google Plus, just take it down. It's just an embarrassing amount, okay? It's like, come on, that's that. It's like you're hurting Google's feelings as well as people that are actually refreshing, looking for content on it, okay? That's just not a win-win situation for anybody. So let's not do that. But we got Facebook. Oh, here we go. Now, anybody here use Facebook? Don't raise your hands. That's another one. I use Facebook all the time. All my stuff is public. It's like I don't believe in like hiding things, and it makes it easier for the government agencies that are following me because I'm trying to be helpful. So it's like here's their Facebook profile. You gotta love the Facebook profile, not because of what they post, because who cares about what they post, but it's because of who likes and shares what they post. Because we all got a Barbara, right? Barbara, she's got the new baby. She's posting every single freaking picture. Look, he's eating the beets. It's so adorable. And you gotta like that picture. Because if you don't like that picture, she will contact you the next. Why didn't you like the baby's picture? He was adorable in that picture. You don't like my baby? You think my baby's like? Is that what you're trying to say? Your baby is better than my baby or something? I mean, what is wrong with my baby? So you have to like those pictures. It's like, okay, there you go. Oh, no one's ever walked like that before. Okay, sure. So you got to like those pictures, or you're an inhuman monster. It's just the rules. Okay, that's Facebook. You signed up for it. That's what happens. But do you share all those baby pictures? Do you go and tell because when you share that picture, you're saying, oh no, this is the best, beautifulest way I've ever seen a little baby eat beets. I have to share this with the world. That's putting your name to it. You've now signed on to that beautiful baby eating beets. It's like, so when you see an employer or a bank have a post and people share it, and this has got some shares. I also like the fact that it's got a frowny face. Someone was really sad about this post. I didn't delve into what this article is about because I don't care, and I was on a time limit because I tried to do under 2 hours. This took less than 45 minutes. It's like, but I always like to keep it under 2 hours to compromise somebody. So I didn't really read the article, but it made somebody sad. It's like, so, but it had 18 shares. That means 18 people that were going, oh, I'm going to share this with my fellow people. And who are the people that are usually sharing it? Employees. Because for some reason, you think their supervisor really, oh, he's a team player. Look at that. He shared that link on Facebook. Good job. You know, it's like they don't care. It's like, here are the people that shared it. See all these people right here? It's like, I like the fact that Alex Panette shared it twice. Okay? I didn't go after him because he scared me, because he shared it twice. I'm not really dealing with that kind of person. I don't want him coming back to haunt me. Okay? The very next person was Jeff Rogers. You know, Jeff Rogers, you know, like Buck Rogers and 20, you know, I'm old. Okay, so that was a great show. So that's who I targeted. There's Jeff Rogers. There's his Facebook profile. This is a real employee. This is not fake. This is not contrived. This is, remember the kittens, this is an actual guy who works there. And I don't feel too bad about him because he's been in Cancun. Okay, I've never got to go to Cancun. This guy's in Cancun having the time of his life. That's awesome. It's like, you know what else he did? Had a going away party here at the Beach Grill. He had it there because he was moving to North Carolina, but he's still going to be working at Fifth Thirds, so that means, you know, he's still a target. So that's awesome for him, but he's moved there, and he was there with 6 other people. See where it says 6 other people. So that's awesome. Who were those 6 other people? These people. They were there at the party. They liked him. They thought he was cool. What's up, Mandy? I can't even have the potential to be your friend? I mean, like, you don't even want to hear from me? Like, I don't even have the opportunity. Like, no, Jason. No, you can't be my friend. Which is actually, I can't blame her. I mean, not going to lie, that's a good move. I wouldn't want me as a friend either. It's like, especially in this context. But still, I was a little upset and a little miffed at Mandy. So we're going to target Mandy too. There's Mandy. It's like, so there's Mandy. There's Jeff. What can we do? Well, we got to send an email now. I got to send an email to Mandy, and I'm sending it as Jeff. So I'm going to send this email, but what am I going to do? It's like, first of all, I don't even know what their email addresses are. How can I find out how they even do their email addresses? Because they may have like different naming. Oh, there's an app for that, or website, you know, email-format.com. I just type in 53. That's 53. That's not 5 thirds. That's 53. Make up your minds. Okay? So 53.com, and look, they tell you exactly how it's done. That's how their email addresses are. They give you a list of people who have used that email address format that way on these websites, which is another list of targets. So now we get into it. This is the bad part. I'm a bad guy. I have broken into a building in a wheelchair holding boxes. And you're saying, Jason, that's a horrible thing to do. I'm stealing from you. Like I care. I'm a bad guy. That's what they do. Really horrible, crappy things. Okay? We're not talking about, it's like, there's no bad guy going like, you know, it's like, oh, I've got to rob you, sir. It's like, I'm sorry about the gun. It's totally overkill. I mean, no, sorry about that. Don't mean it that way. But I need all your money right now. It's like, please disregard this, except that I'll kill you if you don't give me your money. Who does that? Unless you're getting mugged in Canada. Okay? It's like, I mean, come on. It's like, they're bad guys. They're doing bad things. So, I need them to click on the link in my email. What do people click on in emails? Well, actually a lot of crap, as you can see the spam rates and stuff, obviously. But no, events that are horrible, events that are bad, events that are newsworthy, people need information. 2 days after the Boston bombing, I literally got an email that said, Boston News is the subject, and it said, all it said was the subject, all the body of the message was just an IP address, numbers, just an IP address / Boston.html. That was it. And I'm like, yeah, that's totally legit. Yeah. You had a family member running at that race. You haven't heard from them yet. Phones are still tied up. It's like you don't know where your friends in Boston are doing right now. Are you clicking that link? We need information. When a terrible event happens, you need information. Scammers create fake relief sites on the internet before Red Cross is even on the ground. to that situation because it makes money. So it's not just me. There's really bad people out there. Okay, I'm just imitating one. So I send this email. I send it to Mandy Joe. See, it's red and see, he's in the actual BCC field because I didn't send this email. I wasn't paid to do this. I'm doing it for the lulz, sort of. It's like, but I'm like, this is a demonstration. No one was actually received this email. No one got sent this. It said, shocking news has me worried. Take care. Those are 3 exclamation points. When you've got 3 exclamation points in an email, that means business, okay? 2, you're really excited about it. 3, oh my gosh. If it's 5, I'm not even, that's just, yeah, I won't go there. Okay? So, hello, Mandy. It was great seeing you last month at the Beach Grill. It was a great going away party that I'll always cherish. Still trying to get back in gear after the Cancun trip and moving to North Carolina. I was mainly writing to you after reading about the further horrors of the Delphi murders and the ones that just occurred just down the street from you, then bad link. I am going to suggest that the bank take some proactive roles in escorting people who requested to their cars at night. These events are so tragic and that it seems that it's continuing is frightening indeed. Please stay safe, and we'll also be posting some staying safe guidelines on my Facebook. Take care, Jeff Rogers, sent from a mobile device. At any time did I tell her to click the link? Did I tell her that was the link she needed to click? How would they not click the link? Just to see what the news is. Just to get more information on a horrific event that may impact them. That's how attackers operate. That's why bad guys are successful. Because they know how to do that. Because no matter how much your defenses and your blinky boxes are working, there's always going to be a human that can say yes or no. See, everybody got quiet. Did y'all forget about the kittens? I keep saying the kittens. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's okay. So, and this is what's going to happen. There's an uptick in social media base. Your employees are your greatest asset, but when it comes to social media, they can be your greatest weakness. They take pictures, they take selfies and Instagram and Facebook and all the different accounts that they're on that they could be leaking valuable information. I literally, I was at a construction company in New York City, and I showed them, because they had no data to lose, I showed them within like less than 15 minutes how I could take one employee's name from LinkedIn, find out all his information, his home address, find his daughter's picture on his Instagram, the license plate from his car, the construction site that he works at, and show him how I could take his daughter hostage and use him to fire a PF-98 shouldered surface-to-surface missile to the Freedom Tower at the construction site that he had unfettered access to. That went down fast. See, but it was a demo. It was good. I didn't really do that. That would be horrible and bad. It's like, I'm a good guy. So I got to keep reiterating that. I got to remember. This is the first time I've really given a talk like this into the hacking. I'm realizing it's way scarier than I intended it to be. So what do we do? You know, you ever see those talks? This is another pet peeve of mine. This talk is full of a lot of my pet peeves. This is another one of my pet peeves. You get the people that give that talk like, yeah, this is how I trashed it and totally broke that protocol and it's done and I'm done. It's like, it's broken. It's gone. Bye. Excuse me, how'd you fix it? Oh, I don't know. It's just tore up. It's like, I just destroyed it. It's like, I don't know if they're going to come out with a patch for it. It's just, but look what I did. I made it worse. And then they usually leave. Nope, I'm not doing that. So hopefully now, after that demo, you realize you need things to help defend your network, correct? You need steps to defend what you're doing and what you're protecting. You don't have to be at the attacker skill level to learn tools and to use automated services that can help you be like the attacker. Because you have to stop building your defenses like you're the one attacking you. You're a good guy. Good guys are building defenses that will keep good guys out. That's awesome. You can go to the next room and see that lockpicks only keep honest people out. Or not lockpicks. Locks only keep honest people out. So we need to start building our defenses like bad guys are coming after us. Because, news alert, they are. That's not fake news, people. They are. Okay? So you can use IntelliSense. This one's the OSINT framework. Enter your name. Go to these searches and enter your company's name. Start looking at your company like you're trying to attack it. Do certain searches. Do certain searches to the OSINT framework. See what kind of information you come up with. If you're working for a bank, fifth thirds should be on IRC, on the internet, because that's where their credit card information and their BIN numbers of their customers are being traded. They should do that on a virtual machine, on a network that's not attached to their corporate network, and they should expect to get toasted every once in a while, okay? I still get toasted at least once or twice every 3 or 4 months, okay? It's like you have to start all back over. So it's like the internet. It's a scary place. So they should have an IRC channel running, having someone monitoring that. You should be going to pastebin.com and just doing a search for your bank or your company and do searches that mix. You can do just the name of the company, but then also do like carders or card information or banks or breach or vulnerability. Do searches for things like that to see if you're being targeted. They even have news alerts that'll email you when a new pastebin comes up that has your keywords in it. Like this one right here where I did Indianapolis Bank. These are all results. Like this person, Brown Bev of Indianapolis, her zip code 46290, phone number, her card number for her credit card, her expiration date, her CVV number, and the remote IP address that she was at when she was compromised. See how nice I was? It's an expired credit card. So that was good. Okay. I just wanted to take a moment that I was being nice, okay? I'm not being totally mean in this thing, okay? I'm trying to be helpful. If you've got professional people, seriously, because sometimes a virtual machine doesn't save you from this, be careful how you go to forums and like the dark web. I got to say dark web. It's like everybody drink. So you can go there and you can search for forums that do credit card information, credit card trading for your customers to see if your customers are compromised or may be compromised. Another thing that you can do is how many devices that you have on your network may be talking out to the internet improperly. Well, there's Shodan. Yay! Trust me, the only way this map can be scarier is that this was from a zombie movie, okay? Because every one of those red dots is actually a machine that is out on the internet that was able to be searchable through Shodan. All those dots. Okay? And that is actually a zombie outbreak, but more like a zombie robot bot army outbreak. So, still scary. Let's go into a little bit more information. Here's some people. You've got 54.191.93.108. 74.208. I like 63.250.66.115 because they're tin bell. They actually had like ASCII art. They were like, not only do we want to make sure our stuff's public on the internet, but we want to make sure that it looks flashy and gets people attention so they can see it. So, yeah.
Cincinnati Bell.
Cincinnati Bell? Oh, my bad. Kittens, you can't sue me. This is public information. All right. Let's drill down a little bit more. We're going to go to Indianapolis here to Level 365 Hosting LLC. Anybody from there? Fix your stuff. FYI, just heads up, But also, look at this guy. I like this one the best because this one's running 69.69.175.228. No, that's not the reason why I chose it. It's because of the fact it's running an Exchange server out on the internet, port 25, which is awesome. Not too big. You got to have email, right? Come on. It's like, I'm not a jerk. It's like you got to have email. But there also has a Microsoft IIS HTTPD running. That's interesting. If your IIS page looks like that, might be a warning sign. Okay, I'm sorry. It might be a beacon to people saying, hey, hack here first. That is true. That is a good point. At least it's something. Always thinking the positive side. It takes an extra at least 5 minutes to break in. It's like, so there you go. It's like, so you got that. And once again, there's that thought in the back of your head. And this is the thought that always irritates me. But Jason, we don't have to worry about that. Who's actually going through and going searching Shodan and stuff, to find vulnerabilities in our services that we may have misconfigured that are walking out into the internet? This dude! He literally posted on Twitter. If your plasma research thingamajiggy is on the internet and on his Twitter feed, you're having a bad day. That's all there is to it. So you don't have the excuse to say, it's not going to be me. But I want to leave with one more thought. There's the guy in the bike shop in Poughkeepsie. There was a bike shop in Poughkeepsie, New York, who decided that he wanted a website. Because he wanted everybody to know about his bikes. Because he was the best bike shop in Poughkeepsie. I like saying Poughkeepsie. I like saying certain words and I say them too many times. So this bike shop in Poughkeepsie, he decided to create his own website. So he got his own little desktop computer and he put on his little web page. I'm sure it had animated GIFs and everything. It was great GeoCity wonders. And you know what he did? He had it running on his server in his bike shop. It was beautiful looking for 4 months. Because that's when the FBI SWAT team broke into his office and confiscated his server. Because that wonderful bike shop in Poughkeepsie was on a high-speed internet line with a whole lot of hard drive space and now serving out porn, illegal wares, illegal movies, all kinds of really horrible, horrible crap because he was just a bike shop in Poughkeepsie who was going to attack him. He's a number on the internet. You're an IP address. You are a Google search away from being attacked. Now, not everybody can dedicate team people to do all these searches. So if you, at the very least, try to get a blue team in a box. Try to find something that can help you automate the services of looking like a bad guy. And no, I'm not just doing a plug for mine. It's like there's several others here that you can use that can help you do automated searches, that can help you. I like, out of all these on the thing, I like vThreat the most because it actually mimics an actual exfiltration of data. Because people always talk about worry about trying to protect themselves and we're going to build a wall. It's like it's going to be huge. We're going to make Russia pay for it. It's like firewall. So we're going to build that. It's like, and they're blocking and they're trying to make sure they're going to keep everybody out. And sorry, the walls aren't working anymore. It's like because they're paratrooping in. So it's like, are you watching what's going out of your network? Are you monitoring who's coming in with the valid permissions and what they're doing once they're inside? That's our problem. So you need to, and well, that's what that does, is it mimics that kind of attack of someone exfiltrating data out of your network. And if all else fails, if all these things seem to be out of your control and out of your means of being able to get, Google. Set up some Google News alerts. Because trust me, Brian Krebs should not be your intrusion detection system. Okay? That's just it's almost literally a zero false positives, but it's a guaranteed bad day. So it's like you do not want him to be your intrusion detection. He's a great guy. He cheats at pool, but still very cool person. It's like he's a pool shark and he knows what I say that. So another thing you need to do is let's start talking more about defenses. These are some really awesome tips and tricks. And the first 2 or 3 I stole straight from Mubix, but when I steal stuff, at least I give you credit for it. So Mubix had this one in one of his talks. WPAD. Who has a machine on their network, on their domain, called WPAD? Hopefully the answer is no if you don't have a web proxy server running that by that name. But I will tell you what every attacker's name of their machine is when they register the domain. Their name is WPAD. Because when Windows boxes see WPAD on their domain, they go automatically, oh, there's a WPAD here. I have to direct all my internet traffic through this machine. That's my web proxy now. Who needs to hack it? They're giving it to you. So you need to make sure you do a null route and stop WPAD from being that kind of thing. Every time someone does a domain query and sees WPAD, it should automatically route to 127.0.0.1, unless you're running IPv6, and we all know you're not. So it's like you need to do that. And also, disable NetBIOS. Seriously. Disable. Who's running Windows XP in here? Don't raise your hand. You will make me cry. Okay? You're not running Windows XP, disable NetBIOS. Oh my gosh, I think that guy's running Net XP. See, you made me sad. Thanks. It's like, so you got to just disable it domain wide. It makes the traffic, it makes the internet run faster. Trust me, it does. It's like I say that all the time. Someday someone's going to believe me. The next thing you can do, and this one is the most evilest, this costs $0. $0, minimal effort, and it is 100% zero false positive to detect when someone has breached your network. It's amazing. No blinky boxes are involved in this. Create a domain admin account called domainadmin_Tim. Put the password in the description. Say password is password 2. We want to be extra secure here because, we're not the NSA or something stupid. It's like, so password 2, disable account November 2015. Put that in the description. Make sure that password that you put in the description is the actual password. Seriously, do that. Now this next step, add to the domain admins group. Seriously, add it to the domain admins. And you're thinking, Jason, you are insane. It's like, we're supposed to remember kittens, but you're scaring us right now, right? Right. But guess what you get to do right here? After you do that, number four is once again my you can't sue me clause. Put under the login hours, set to 0. There are 3 exclamation behind that for a reason. Set it to 0, the login hours, because you know what that means? The password, the user ID never gets locked out. The attacker tries to log into the account and it doesn't come back with a lockout or that their password's wrong or the account's disabled. They just can't log into the machine. But what does it do? It sends you an alert that someone just tried to use an account and that they've compromised probably the domain controller and what machine they're on that was compromised. You just got an actual alert that a breach is occurring in your network with 0 false positives because no one should be trying to use that account, correct? So there you go. $0, 0 false positives. Remember number 4. Just, gotta say that again. Another thing is, make a public share, call it, and don't make it a public share like in the root directory, okay? Because then you're just asking, that's just human nature, okay? Bury it down deep, where only like the most evilest of APT actors and nation-state hackers and the elite dark web criminals are going after you, or Bob from accounting. It's like, make sure it's only one of those folders, okay, that you have to worry about. And you type that folder and you make it password audit 2015. And you make the rights on that folder read everyone, write everyone. That's totally a rewritable share. But then you create an Excel file, make it at least 4 megs so it looks legit because no one's going to believe a password file of 4 kilobytes. Sorry, it's just not going to happen. And then you make it about 4 megs and you put everyone deny permissions on all of it. And then you send an alert. So anybody tries to open it, modify it, copy it, or do something with it, you get an alert. And you now have a 0 false positive alert that someone is in places they're not supposed to be. Because you should have a policy that says you should not be going through the network unless you're going to authorize resources. That's not an authorized resource. So once again, you're finding a bad person that's doing something bad, or it's just Bob in accounting board and going through network shares that he shouldn't be going to because he's looking at pictures that he's trying to find on the network shares that shouldn't be there and he shouldn't be looking. Okay, sorry, any Bobs or people in accounting in the audience. So full credit where full credit is due. This is from Ubix, Rob Fuller. This was the talk on YouTube. I promised it doesn't go to Rick Ashley. That's actually the link to his video. But I've also created some other ones. It's like, because I didn't want to just go and do this talk and you go like, man, Jason, you just gave us other people's advice. Awesome. So I did some more. One of the ones that I like to start off with, and I did a blog post somewhere that I was too lazy to link or actually just didn't think about it, where I talk about the submarine mentality. We like to make our networks very hardened, like the coconut, right? It's like, we're going to harden, we're going to like, no one's coming in. But then once you get inside, it's all nice and mushy. It's like your network should be like an ogre. It should have layers, okay? Very hard, steeled, very mean layers to get through. So I'm glad there's kids in here because everybody gets the Shrek reference then. It's like, so that's what you need to create your network. Because you can't have a network that is open. Stop treating your internal network like it's trusted. It shouldn't be. Your network interior should be segmented. Why does your HR department need to communicate via the network to your developers? Why does your accounting department need to communicate through the network to the developers? Why does your CEO and your CFO need to communicate through the network? Who needs to talk to the developers is what I'm saying. It's like, no, sorry, developers. Just a joke. Just kidding. Oh, sorry. Oh, I pissed people off on that one. My bad. But you know what I'm saying. You need to segment those networks. There shouldn't be communication between them. They should be segmented. A submarine, when it takes a hit, if it's not immediately fatal, like going straight to the servers, guess what? You can shut off that compartment. You can lock that compartment down, and the rest of the sub survives. I mean, too bad about Bob in the engine room, but still, and mostly everybody else goes. Everybody else is able to go through it and survive it. So it's like, Bob's really pissed at me. Is there a Bob in the audience? It's like, okay, my bad. So it's like, you can survive that. And that's the way your network should be. It should be compartmentalized. So if one gets hit with ransomware, it doesn't take out the whole network. It takes out that one section. Because honestly, the percentage of unsegmented corporate networks is too darn high. You need to fix that. I literally got an engagement to do a pen test to a company, $1 million company. I walk in the very first day and I tell them, I can't take your money. It's like, you're not paying me for this, and you need to use the money you were going to pay for me to pay for a network guy to come in and create you a network so I could try to pen test it. Because this is not, I can't do anything because you've already done all the damage to yourself. Literally, the network was 10.0, 0, 0. The web servers, the email servers, on the same 10. Network. As the CEO, as the production company, as the web developers. All this stuff, all on 10. Here's the fun part. Okay, this is what makes you cry at night. The guest Wi-Fi access network that had the name of the company in the name of it, guest, unencrypted, same network. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Still gets me every once in a while. I'm a little teary. I literally had to stop. And I was like, I can't do this. It's like you've already done all the damage to yourself. You need to get a professional to come in here, because I've never been accused of being a professional. So it's like you need to have someone rework your network. Those are still out there. Also, code names on your who is contact information. Because some people do it right, like pizzahut.com. Not trying to play favorites or anything, but pizzahut.com, they do it properly. They show you what their proper who is information, making it generic, like Fifth Thirds, seriously, bank did. But also look over here, lovepizza.com. Well, I got the guy's name, I've got his email address, and I've got his address. So, I mean, I love pizza, so I'm probably not going to go after him. But people could go after him because he's got his name out there, and maybe they don't like pizza. You know, there's some Kentucky Fried Chicken people around here that seem to be like a little upset. So it's like, you know, it's like, especially after this talk, right? So they may be going after that guy. Huh?
They're owned by the same company.
No, they're not, because this Pizza Hut is, but not this ilovepizza.com. Don't be messing. So the next thing, I literally, and for the record, and I mean, you can test this, I'll have someone test it. I did download a 1x1 pixel GIF and put it in the middle there before I put the arrows over it, okay? It's there. Put a 1x1 point pixel GIF on your front homepage. Have that GIF linked to a page that does nothing but send alerts that it's been clicked. And when it sends the alert, it gives you the user agent string, it gives you the operating system, it gives you the IP address of the person or the unit or whatever clicked on it. Because how many people are actually going on a page and going, hey, what if there's a hidden link here? Maybe something special. I mean, I did that once, but it was on a job, and I was bored, okay? It's like, but most are scanners, like OpenVAS and Nikto And like some of these people that are downloading the whole web page through wget so they can create a phishing page for it. And what does that give you? That gives you an alert that something shady is going on, that someone is trying to do something. Especially when you see OpenVAS on your website logs, trust me, you're not having a good day. It's like Nikto is never there to surf to see if you've got any deals that they're looking for on Groupon, okay? That's not happening. It's like, which leads us, right there, so lead to number 3, user agent strings should also alert you, and you can stop them. You have the means, your web developers have the means to block user agents from actually even downloading the web content. If they see a user agent stream named Nikto or OpenVAS, denied, not allowed on the site. And you're telling me, it's like, well, Jason, someone could just rename Nikto and rename OpenVAS because you can modify the user agent strings if you wanted to do. Yes, you could. Okay? How many's doing that? How many criminals? I'm not talking about hackers. I'm talking about criminals. How many criminals are actually going through and actually reading the man pages to figure out how to do that? I had a friend of mine go to a CTF and he destroyed half the network. You know how? He SSH'd everybody's machines and used root Tor as the user ID and password and RM them all because everybody was running Kali Linux and no one changed the user ID and password. No one changes defaults because they're all too leet, I guess. It's like, and trust me, your password has 1337, I've already owned you. Okay? Because that's just the way it happens. So it's like, change and deny those user agent strings. Another thing is, if you do business in Paraguay, then by all means, let Paraguay traffic come into your network. But if you don't do business in Paraguay, why are you allowing them to connect to your network? Why? Is there anybody here doing traffic or network related activities with Botswana? I'm doing a lot of business with Nigeria. I'm any day now. It's like I just got like another $83. But it's like, but yes. So if you're not doing traffic with those countries, block the countries at your firewall. Seriously, that actually stops a lot of your spam because a lot of these sites are sending you spam. So that cuts down, that's what you can tell management. It's going to help with spam management. But it also keeps the attackers from even seeing your site. Block them down by the ASN numbers. A lot of the stateful inspectors, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, all the big hitters, probably not Cisco, but all the big hitters in firewall technology and stuff, actually uses that. It's like, and you can block by the ASN, you can block by the country. Sorry if any Cisco people are in here, my bad. I just like to offend everybody. Have you noticed that? It's like, I'm pretty effective at it seems. So the next thing is add triggered leads to your job listings. Go from candidates should be familiar with Cisco ASA firewalls, because I like picking on Cisco, to something more like this. Candidates should also be familiar with Checkpoint firewalls, Palo Alto, and well-versed in Cisco ASA firewalls. I literally compromised a whole company, or it was a defense contractor people. They wanted me to give a talk, but for some reason they've seen one of my other talks and they wouldn't let me bring anything in. And I mean, when I say they wouldn't let me bring it in, they're like, you get one USB drive that we've got a machine that we've just got, and we're going to wipe as soon as you leave. You can plug it into that machine. It's not connected. I hope you don't need Wi-Fi. It's not connected to nothing. We've shut everything down at the BIOS. Okay? You can plug it in. Lucky there was no, body scanning, if you know what I mean. It's like, it was just mainly just on my word. But I literally was like nervous. And I proceeded to show them this PowerPoint. It's like, this is your IDS systems you're using. Here's your antivirus that you're using. Here's your Office products you're using. This is what you code in. This is the programs that you're using. And by the way, this is where your employees go to lunch probably, and this is where they go to the market after they're getting home and probably leaving their laptop in their cars that I would steal their laptops from. Any questions? And I got mostly all that information from their job applications. They gave me the whole outline of their network and the equipment that I need to make sure my antivirus, you know what I'm saying? It's like that, the thing that goes around the antivirus thing, it's like, I know exactly which one to work on because they tell me which one they're using. So you got to be careful about that. Seriously, people, watch out for, that's where the phishing's coming from. Buy up as many of the domains that you can, and I did this in the 2012 talk. So hopefully, this is actually a slide from my 2012 talk, and I promise you, those aren't available anymore. I don't know if Pearson actually owns them, but I know they're not available anymore. So you need to watch out for that. It's like you need to make sure you own some of those domains. And one of the things you need to understand, your employees are going to click links. They're going to download attachments. But if they do, and before they do, at least tell them to do one more step of at least going to VirusTotal. If it's not containing customer identifiable information, you can't sue me for this, okay? It's like, if it doesn't have privacy sensitive information, they can upload that on Google because, I mean, let's face it, Google probably already has it, right? Come on. Okay, they own VirusTotal. They've already got the data that you're trying to send. So let them upload it. Or it also has a link URL scanner on there too. So you can actually put the URL in there and have it scan the URL to see. So there you go. You can have, there's just another little bit of defense that you can put in there. And last, but certainly not least, stop the bad coding. SQL injections are not security vulnerabilities. It's like, then the last but last, not least moment, create teachable moments to your employees. And when I talk about teachable moments, you can do things in your network by walking through the thing, looking under people's keyboards for passwords. Just letting the employees know that something's going on. I did it a couple years ago by taking my Wi-Fi Pineapple, which I conveniently have here, and we're going to assume that it's not on. And I would go to these hacking security conferences, and I would, totally own everybody there. Not the kittens. It's like all I did was just made them jacket to my access point, and it showed a message saying this is not the Wi-Fi access point you were looking for. And put that on there. And just to bring it home, because RSA is never going to invite me back anyway, this was at RSA. 30,000 people. The biggest security conference where all the people know that all the attackers are at, all the nations, all the big wigs are going there to get 7 minutes, 42 people. 7 minutes, 42 people. I mean, I could have done way longer, but come on. Lucky number 7, and the answer for everything, I had to use that one. So that's why I used a screenshot for that. It could have been worse. But we're talking about teachable moments, and I need to create a teachable moment for you. So has everybody gone to the website and seen out this wonderful website? The answer is no. The answer is no. You have not gone to this website. And I don't blame you, because that's not their website. This is their website. Can't you tell the difference? I mean, it was obvious. Oh, wait, hold on. I actually changed it to make it a little bit more obvious. This next one should clear it up. There's the URL, a little bit clearer. Everybody been there? bizmaster.net.cgi-bin.email/BSides Indy. Great website. Everybody knows the problem? Would everybody that you work with notice the problem? Especially on a mobile device or in an email. By the way, it's a dot. I actually own cgi-bin.email. Because who knew email is a domain name? People read left to right, mostly Western countries, but even on the internet, they read that way. Computers read right from left. So I just create subdomains of any IP address or conference or web or bank that I want to, and then just put .cgi-bin.email, and I'm golden. And you literally, there is nothing malicious on. Like I said, that's a clickable link. You can actually go to that site right now. All you will see is that llama, because in all its glory. It's like because that's all I put on there. There's no malware or anything on there. But don't hack my site, because that'd make me sad. So now we're going to leave on a happy note. And basically, these are all people that did the right thing. Your employees are not your liability. They're your assets if you train them properly and give them the understanding that they're part of your security team. It's not stupid user clicked on a link. It's not stupid user went to a website. It was stupid information security didn't properly train their employees. When all your employees realize that part of their job responsibility for them to have a job and a paycheck is to also be security conscious, guess what? They'll be security conscious because it's part of their paycheck and it's how they feed and clothe their children. Teach them that, and they will be good employees as well.
Could have finished that.
Almost. Dude, that don't lie. I'm done. Thank you. Is there any questions? Yes.
You can teach them that, but how do you get them to act like that when business wants them to act productive, and sometimes security gets in the way?
Well, you show them that it's productivity. You show them responding to a breach costs more money than them just calling an extension and saying, hey, I saw something suspicious. It's like it takes a very little effort for an employee to call an extension that you've set up to say, hey, this is suspicious, I need someone to act on it. It's like, do a lot of your companies, do they have an extension that all the employees know about that they can call if they see someone sketchy in the building like me, or they see a sketchy email that I've sent? If they don't, then you're not empowering your employees to be part of the security team. But if you teach them on day one that part of the responsibilities for them to do the job is security, they'll be security minded because they want to do what's the part of the job. And if you do like little exercises, if you do things that make them involved in it, they will be part of it. And that's more cost effective because they're more attentive to their work, they're more attentive to what they're doing, and that makes better employees. And that's how you sell it to your upper management. Yes?
How do you teach the employees of all the small businesses that don't have IT departments, that don't have information security departments, like Fazio Mechanical?
Right.
How do you reach them? How do you get the owners to understand that they need to care about information security?
That's hard. It's like what you do is it starts with the generic IT support services that they do have. You hope that they get that, and you make sure that they get trained. It's like you make sure you ask the right questions. And what basically it starts out with, it starts getting attention. Target was one of the best things to happen to everybody but Target because it helped making it public. It showed other corporations that they have to start taking security seriously. It's like, I call it creating situational awareness. It's like you got to create situational awareness with these CEOs, with these executives of these businesses. And one of the things that I'm doing, and this is only a small part, and it's not a big part, but it's a small part, is I've been doing a lot more conferences at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. It's like I've done a beer association. I'm doing, next week I'm going to a medical conference, and I'm scaring the bejesus out of them. And I'm telling them about something. I did a conference in Vegas at the Wholesale Beer Association, and the guy came up to me afterwards like, dude, I was sitting next to my CEO. By the time you were halfway finished, he was calling the head of IT and asking him questions about our security posture. So it's like you educate. We have to stop speaking here. It's like, I love talking at BSides. It's like, I love going to security conferences and hang conferences. And what he said is like, BSides is a place for that didn't go to the conference. That's not actually true. I didn't want to correct them, but that's not really true. BSides are amazing places for you to get information and connect with. The talks are secondary. It's like this is a place where you are knowing that the people that you're seeing and sitting next to are most likely from the same town that you're in, or in the same field, or the same company that you've had to associate or work with. It's a perfect opportunity to network. It's a perfect time for people that are trying and wondering about security, that aren't in security, to come here and go and say, well, I need to start worrying about security, but I don't know where to start. Maybe I should go to this security conference and find out about it. It's like, that's what the BSides are for, and that's why they're so vital. It's like, I'll never speak at a BSides San Francisco or Las Vegas. I never will. It's like, but I will go to as many local BSides as I can, because that's where the message is getting out to. It's like, and that's why I'm here today. So it's like, you need to do that. You need to connect with these local businesses. There's InfraGuard. There's DEF CON groups, plug. It's like there's a 2600 meeting if you're desperate. It's like there's all these, sorry, it's like, that means a dog on 2600. It's like I'm having issues at home with 2600 people. So it's like, so you got these other groups that you can meet locally and talk to and help educate them. So it's like, and the only thing that's going to help the small businesses that don't have a security department is seeing bigger people have problems with security. It's like, and them to start thinking about it. Yes?
Your Nat Geo show coming out?
The Nat Geo show comes out May 2nd or May 16th. I didn't pay that guy at all, by the way. Not a dime. It's like, but I will hug you later. It's called Breakthrough. It's the series Breakthrough, the Ron Howard series of Breakthrough on Nat Geo. It's the episode, I think, 2 called Cyber Terror. because that sounds scary, and which is really hilarious. So it didn't reach its effect. But yeah, it's called Cyber. I'm actually flying out. I will be here till 12:30 or 1. And then I'm flying out to South by Southwest to actually do a panel on it tomorrow, and I'm going to awkward hug Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's on record, hopefully. He's mine. But yeah, so that's there. Thank you. Yeah, but that's and what it is basically, and what I hope it comes out is, once again, it's something to educate people that aren't into information security about some of the dangers. It's like, so hopefully they get that point. Yes. Any other questions? Yay! Thanks.